of influence or convincing people, and how agency uses is different to how agency is different from diplomacy, because diplomacy is aligning and discussion and communication about the other person's goals and aligning it from yourself. And then the difference between that and leadership, as leadership draws more from a call this self-control, self-regulation, and the ability to withstand adversity, problems, the ability, the mental fortitude, or the mental control to be able to survive or to thrive under mental difficulty, or stress and all that stuff. So if I were to stat it, diplomacy is communication skill or empathy or intelligence, the ability to connect or to communicate, while your skills regarding empathy, your skills regarding your own modulation of control, of emotional control, draws call this, or basically your ability to have agency is a form of influence, because you exert calm, you exert control, you exert confidence. You're not flustered by stress or shock or stuff that would normally disconcert somebody, and that becomes a form of influence. That becomes a form of parang people find refuge in it, people find stability under it. They're not if it doesn't bother you, they take that signal and they enforce it to their own circumstance. So they're not like that person believes in your assessment, your calmer assessment of the circumstance. So in a way, it becomes an influence skill, because you don't, that person's ability to withstand stuff that would normally shock or befuddle another person becomes a way to influence their decision, to draw credibility from you, to draw these other conclusions from you. So that's kind of like how I would define leadership for purposes of training, or for purposes of defining it as a trainable skill. It's enhancing your self-control so that people use you as a benchmark, or as a signal, or of the circumstance. So they're not perturbed, they're not overwhelmed by the circumstance, by using you as an emotional compass. Parang ganyan. So so as a differentiation from diplomacy uses communications to work out win-wins, goal alignment, to define communication intelligence, to define exactly the goals that align for a shared win. As to leadership, as defined as agency, or leadership through agency, is defined as the ability to be able to take stock of a circumstance and not be perturbed by it, and then using that to generate confidence in others, or their trust in others trust in that person, and etc. Thus becoming a way to influence others.